Ate from Budapest, and in this short video I'd like to show you how you can set up multiple monitor mixes. For me it's practical and very useful because I'm singing in a band and we want to create monitor mixes for everyone. My interface luckily has many outputs, and also it supports direct monitoring, so I can do that with zero latency. Luckily also I have this little software included with my interface, which basically acts like a digital mixing board. It acts and works like that, so I have my inputs tab, I can set the gain, the trim, I can set EQ and dynamics, which is great, and also I have the mixes tab where I can set my main mix, but also I can set multiple monitor mixes, and they look and act just like the same, but they are using the same inputs, so they are using the same inputs the band provides, but they are routed to different outputs. But let's see what can you do if you don't have a software like this and you want to do something similar in a DAW. In my case, I will show it in Cubase. Well, the first thing you want to do is that you go to your connections and see that first the inputs. Of course, you have all your available inputs lined up, but you have multiple outputs, so not just your stereo out, your main out, but also you have to put buses and route them to the different analog outputs your interface has. If you have done that, then you have to also check whether direct monitoring is enabled or not. Of course, if you can have this opportunity, then use direct monitoring. It provides a much smoother, latency-free experience. But you might want to use effects on your monitor mixes, and in this case you might need your DAW to do that. So I will turn off direct monitoring now and see what happens. The easiest way to set up monitor mixes in Cubase is to set up sands. So basically you take your channel, in my case this is audio 1, this is the channel I'm speaking to right now, and I've set up 5 different sands. If you remember, if I go back just real quick, I have 5 monitor buses here. So I have provided a sand for each of those. And also I can set the level here. So I will be able to set the amount in each mix, the amount of audio that gets routed, or the level on which that audio gets routed into. So the first monitor mix will go to another lead singer. She needs to hear me quite well, so I have set it at a relatively high level. The second will go to the solo guitarist. He doesn't really need to hear me that well, so I have just taken it down a little. And if you go to the mix console now, which is pretty much the same thing I've shown you before with the external software, you can see that it's working. I have my sands lined up here, and I have my main out, and I have my monitor mixes here, and I have the opportunity to raise or decrease the level for each monitor mix as a whole. And of course, if I go back to the sands of my channel, I can determine the level in which it gets routed into the different monitor mixes. And if you note, on the 5th sand, that sands correspondingly to the 5th monitor, I have set it to 0, so there's no signal here. But if now I bring it a little up, then I start receiving signal there as well. So this is how you do it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your feedback.